So welcome to the webinar called Dynamics 365 Improving Customer Experience. And we're going to be discussing a use case from construction industry today. At the end of the day, all these platforms, the systems that we are talking about, which are commonly called CRM platforms, the end objective is to improve your customer experience. That will help you retain customers, grow your customer base, improve market penetration, and so on and so forth. So be it any industry, construction, finance, banking, at the end of the day, our customers mean everything for the business, obviously our internal employees as well, but businesses are trying to find ways to get close to their customer, understand their needs better, be able to deliver platforms or products, that are specific to them. And today we're going to be talking about, as you mentioned before, construction industry, which from what we see has a need to make sure they are moving towards digitalization of their systems and getting closer to their customer. So we'll kick off the presentation. Dipesh, can you move to the next slide, please? So speakers for today, let me introduce myself. I'm Harshjot Singh. I have been working with Solutions Metrics for close to 3 years now. And I have been in this space of ERP and CRM implementations for the last 12 years. Obviously, I am Microsoft certified, MCSE, those who know, these terms. I also have a project management degree in Princeton, and I did my master's in ERP implementation, which obviously also helps us in day-to-day of our work to understand what are really the aspects that the business can work on in order to improve their customer experience and their overall implementations. Alongside, we have Dipesh. I'll let Dipesh introduce himself. He's well known in the Microsoft world, but Dipesh, go ahead.
All right, so I've been working with, thank you Harsh for letting me be able to introduce myself. So I am a business applications MVP. I've been in this space for good 13 years. This is my 15th year in the industry. I'm very passionate about everything Dynamics 365 and Power Platform. I hope I'll be able to add value to the things that Harshjot is going to share initially. Over to you, Harsh.
Thank you. So without further ado, let's move on. I'd like to start with introducing, who we are. What is Solutions Metrics for those who know or for those who don't, and quickly skimming into who we are and what we do. So next slide, please, Dipesh. So our mission approach, straightforward. We want to deliver return on investment and user adoption for your platforms, obviously aimed towards customer engagement, customer experience, and really driving value. At the end of the day, we don't honestly, care about the code. Obviously, we have technical consultants, and we have a team that drives the implementation. But our true value comes in, delivering return on investment, a tangible return on investment, and user adoption. So that's what our mission is. If our project has the best code, the best deployment, the best architecture, but it is not delivering ROI to the business, we don't consider it successful. So everything is driven from an ROI and a user adoption basis. We work with all the leaders in the Magic Quadrant for CRM, namely Salesforce, Sugar, Microsoft Dynamics, HubSpot, and Creatio. So we have knowledge of more than one platform, and that's how we can truly compare, where this platform stands against the others, and how can we bring true value, knowing, what we know about the platforms. And we follow a proven methodology and best practices to make sure the ROI at the end of the project is achieved, which is obviously our core aim to move forward. Next slide, Dipesh. So now a few customers. As you can see, we worked in multiple verticals, be it finance, fintech, be it insurance, be it construction. You can see SEQ, Barrett, Ports Penetre. We've worked with, retail. We've worked with higher ed. So that obviously has given our team and the company a good understanding of where these industries are going in terms of customer enablement, customer experience, and where construction fits in it. How can construction get value from what other industries are doing, or how are the construction companies, leveraging the best tools and strategies that are out there, and where can they improve. So that's what, having these customers in all these verticals gives us that a holistic approach to, what we're going to propose for the construction industry. Next slide, please. So our industry expertise, we have worked with multiple verticals, as you've already seen, and we understand the challenges that they face. Our consultants are business consultants. Yes, we can, implement whatever needs to be it configuration, be it coding, be it integration. That is on the technical side. But first of all, we are business consultants. We speak to you business language. We really talk to you about the business pain points, and that's how we devise solutions. We are not a company, which just collects requirements and delivers it. We work with you to achieve success, because at the end of the day, if you achieve success and you achieve the ROI, that's when we consider the project as a success. Integration savvy, we have an extensive experience for connecting systems, because again, the whole point is driving value and ROI. If that is what is needed, we have the team to deliver. And our experience, we've delivered more than 400 CRM implementations, successful implementations where customers have gotten the needed ROI and the user adoption. And we know how to adopt CRM to your needs, because if the CRM is not adopted to your needs, then it won't drive the user adoption. Next page. And then moving over to construction, a few points on construction, pain points, productivity. McKinsey report has pointed out that construction as an industry has experienced a little more than just 1% productivity growth in the last 20 years. And upon further digging this, it came out, the primary barrier came out to be lack of digitization. Still, spreadsheets are being used. Still, the distributed databases are being used. Sticky notes, paper notes. The time has come, especially after the pandemic, for us to make sure that construction as an industry can also experience productivity now, even with the bigger issue of remote workspaces. So that's something that's a pain point. Lack of collaboration. You talk about a project from its bid to its actual construction. There is a lot of collaboration that needs to be done between people preparing a bid, people planning the project, delivering the project, different partners, vendors. How can they effectively collaborate to make sure everybody is on the same page? With these distributed systems, obviously that's a challenge. Analytics and insights. Construction as an industry has not yet jumped on the bandwagon of AI and BI to really leverage the information that they have and better tailor their products or their offerings for their customers. That's a challenge. And centralized information. Where can I go to see everything about my project? Who are the people? What have we communicated? What's the life cycle? What's the lifetime value? What are my tiers? What are my offerings? That aspect of the piece that is missing is causing a lot of inefficiencies. And today in this webinar, we will talk to you about how Dynamics 365 as a platform with solutions metric strategy can help address these pain points so you can be on the path to success. Let's move forward the page. Implementation approach, as you may know, and it's quite a famous thing in the IT world. A lot of implementations fail not because of the platform, but because of the approach. And I can talk from experience and also based on my thesis. The actual number was 57% back in 2014. Now, I don't know the actual percentage, but there is a majority of projects that failed because the approach wasn't finalized, or the approach did not really match the success criteria. And at the end of the day, because the approach is not matching the success criteria, the lack of user adoption happens. And if the user is not adopting to your platform, no matter if you have the world's best platform at hand, it will not generate revenue or ROI or value for you. At the end of the day, it is about users embodying that platform, utilizing that platform to drive value. And that's why all our implementations are targeted towards the user adoption approach. We can go next slide. So why solutions metrics? First is procurement process. There are, according to the latest report, more than 100 CRM platforms available out there. Which platform really suits your needs based on your existing ecosystem, your revenue, your budget, your core needs, your industry, your change appetite. That's where we come in. We help you tailor and select your the actual platform that will meet your needs. Business value. We are business consultants, like we've already mentioned before, and we help you in the business transformation part, managing change, setting expectations, defining what are the next steps on the business side that need to be achieved. Obviously, this goes hand in hand with the technical expertise. We focus on the final solution, not the coding itself. We talk to you about what the final solution will look like, how it will be implemented. We have the knowledge and the expertise to make it happen. And we build a CRM roadmap with the crawl, walk, run approach. We believe it's a new platform, it's a change for the organization. So we start with crawl, walk, and then we get to the sprinting or the running approach, where you can truly drive value and benefit from the system. It's a journey. You need small wins. You need a proper change management, underlying approach, so that you can truly stay motivated and be in a position where you can truly drive value. And it's going to keep evolving. So all these things we have mastered over the last few years with our partner companies, to make sure that we are driving end-to-end value, not only on the IT side, not only on the platform side, but also on the business side. So we help companies actually achieve that value and ROI that they were looking for when they actually planned a CRM project. Next slide, please. And just a high-level methodology. We work from pre-sales to ideation with you. At the ideation, we have a process called Inception, which helps you build that strategic roadmap with dates, with resource allocations, with expectations that a company needs to make sure that they are aligned on the same page. Then we go into delivery. It's based on Agile framework. We are an Agile center of excellence. It's an iterative framework, so we keep optimizing, developing or deploying multiple releases. So again, following the crawl, walk, run approach, the first release MVP, it's called minimum viable product. And then the next release is a more optimized release, and then the more optimized release. So people can really grasp that change. They can really value, and they can make sure they appreciate what is the benefit that's coming from the change. So we work with you hand in hand to make sure that we go from the ideation stage to the actual optimization stage. And that's a cycle that keeps recurring until the company or our partners, become self-sufficient in using the platform. So that's a high-level methodology. And if we have any other questions on the methodology, please feel free to reach out to us. As we said before, we are an Agile center of excellence, and we help companies join the Agile journey. And Agile is not just a development framework, by the way. It's a framework used by companies to actually operate their business as well. So we've helped companies do that Agile transformation as well as a part of our CRM project. Next slide, please. So that was a bit about the company, how we implement, what are our core values, and what is our focus. I'll pass it on to Dipesh now to talk about the D365 ecosystem and the specifics of the construction use case. Over to you, Dipesh.
Thanks a lot, Harsh, to introduce about all the offerings. I'm going to get up and then start over on the D365 ecosystem and the construction use case that we are going to cover today. Now, let's talk about the ecosystem. So as we know, Dynamics 365 is the offering. We generally, Harsh just talked about CRM in general and how does solution metrics come in and get involved with the implementation, getting you into the roadmap. Now I'm going to just take a quick minute around what really Dynamics 365 offering from Microsoft is about. This is the business application suite from Microsoft, which is the combination of all things you'll need in terms of running your business. And it's a cloud-based software. There is also, of course, an on-premise offering. Now, some of the applications which I can quickly touch base, which you can see in this particular slide, are sales, service, customer service, which we call field service, project service automation, operations, financials, marketing plus add-on. Consider this like a product family, out of which there are specific areas which deal with CRM, but it goes beyond, right? So it's really a platform which you can utilize to transform your business. Now we are going to touch with some of the things around the construction industry and the use cases which can be delivered with Dynamics 365 in the construction industry. That is the context for today. Now, another thing that has got added in the recent years is Microsoft Power Platform. Now, what is Power Platform? As organizations, we do not want to involve ourselves into a kind of delivery model for every small thing, for every small change in my business. We do not want to intend to make major investments in terms of technology implementation or the digital transformation landscape. That's where the low code platform come in. And Microsoft Power Platform is really the low code platform from Microsoft, which spans across Office 365. You might call it Microsoft 365, Azure, Dynamics 365, and standalone applications, right? So if I sum it up in 3 A's, it is about action, right? You can utilize Power Automate, analytics, you can do Power BI, and then you can also automate, right? So these are really the key areas which you can do. On top, Microsoft is investing into a lot of data connectors for your legacy applications as well as your standalone applications. If you want things such as chatbots, you can go into a Power Virtual Agent kind of offering. Why are we talking about Microsoft Power Platform as well? Because it closely ties in into Dynamics 365. We'll see some of the examples in terms of construction industry use cases. However, the key takeaway from this is there are areas which go beyond traditional CRM, and if you want to explore a low-code platform to implement it, Microsoft Power Platform comes in. If you need analytics, you can utilize Power BI. You can act in Power Apps. You can automate using Power Automate. You can build chatbots using Power Virtual Agents, and of course, you get tons of data connectors. You can build AI models in a low-code way. And what's Dataverse? Dataverse is where everything sits in, right? It's basically the framework that holds everything together. Moving on, we are going to talk about construction use cases. Now, the key use cases we are going to talk about are customers and partner management, right? So how do we manage customers and partners? That's kind of a key area in construction industry where we want to give the best kind of methodology or best kind of usage of the platform, and it can really help me get productivity from my initial bid to project completion. And I think Harshjot did briefly touch that in introduction as well. Now, what do I mean by the productivity from my initial bid to project completion? We hear a term lot in the CRM world, which is the 360-degree view. Now, when it comes to the construction industry, that 360-degree view is in silos, right? And to light things up, we need some offering, or we need a product line which can come in and then segregate, not segregate, aggregate those silos, and then come in and deliver one solution which can help me win better deals and make me more productive as an organization. Competitor management, as we know, this industry is very, very competitive, and there is a lot of competition in terms of when we pick the right organization to do something as big as the construction vertical, right? So identifying competitor, what do they do, what do they sell? Service management, yes, service management is also a big area. Now let me talk about some of the terminologies that we utilize here. Competitor management, so things such as battle cards. Now, what are battle cards? The ability for me to quickly identify, okay, if I am selling this kind of a product in the construction industry, maybe I'm a glass and door manufacturer selling something. What is the competition doing on top, right? So can I compare stuff? Store visits, right? If I'm going and collecting information like that. So the particular tool, which is Dynamics 365, can help me get information like that. When we talked about the acceleration of customer and partner management, there are both internal and external, right? So how can we do that account management? The life cycle of a particular partner, right? From how do they get involved? Upsell and the cross sell scenarios, warranty claims, right? So things like that, product registrations, activity management. So things like that we can typically see in this area, right? How that can be improved. When we talk about service management, there are key features in the Dynamics 365 offerings such as SLAs and knowledge bases. So we can utilize how the product can help us improve that part of the process as well. Let's talk about some of the things in the customers and partner management, focusing just on this particular head. There needs to be a standardized selection and onboarding for customers and partners, right? So Basically, there needs to be a paradigm which should be in the Dynamics 365 platform on what basis I'm selecting an onboarding, and there can be screening and stages. And by the usage of things such as business process flows, which are basically kind of stages that a particular set of customer or partner need to cross to be selected or onboarded, that kind of thing can be configurable. And we all know business changes over time, and in construction, that is also pretty true, right? It does change as per the needs of the time. So this thing or the process should be highly configurable and can change as per the particular need of the time or the hour, right? That is possible using Dynamics 365 and the construction use cases we are going to cover today. 360-degree profile information. So exactly knowing what project type I'm handling, what kind of industry I'm being targeted, what kind of customer base and stakeholders are involved, things like that, and the activities, right? It's really what are activities? Now, activities can be tasks, appointments that are being done for a particular customer or a partner. It can also be a phone call I made. So basically gathering a 360-degree profile information on a particular customer or a partner that can give me better business decisions. Tracking contractor licenses and compliance. Yes, it is always important to track the compliances for a contractor and how are they compliant or not. Portal availability for manufacturers. Now, when we talk about manufacturers need not be the actual users in my application because of all possible reasons, including licensing. We might not want to expose everything to the manufacturers. Another set of reasons is there will be legal reasons that I do not want to expose all my data or all my processes out there. So there is a general portal available, which we call as Power App portal, which I'm going to talk about in another set of slides, which is available for manufacturers. We can expose that out and then they can have access to the data, their set of data, and then can help in a quick real-time turnaround. Improving the communication between contractors, owner, architect, and the construction team. Yes, since when we talked about the 360-degree profile information, all the communications and interactions can be logged against set of records, and then that will help overall communication. Now, is this the standard? No, there can be a unique tailored partner or customer lifecycle as well. And that's where I mentioned in the earlier set where, okay, as per the change of the business or the need of the business, it might require a change. At the same time, we might require a unique or a tailored partner customer lifecycle explained. That's also possible. Site visit management. Yes, we in construction, you do visit site and you need to do a bunch of stuff there. You might need to check inventory, you might need to take images and be able to upload that in real time, right? That's quite possible with the power of Canvas app. This is something coming out of Power Platform. Again, I'm going to talk about that in the upcoming slide. Let's talk about stages. So when we talk about customer journey in terms of construction, the first stage is really about awareness, or we can term it in terms of CRM jargon. I will put it under lead generation. So I might just have very, very general information as an organization about what is my potential customer. The next stage will be consideration and purchase process, which I will put under lead nurturing. So I might have to find similar case studies, and my CRM tool, which is Dynamics 365, should be quickly able to gather that information for me. There might be very, very specific information or personal interactions that I might require, or the 360-degree view of that particular set of customer that I'm dealing with, or a potential new customer. And then it's about retention, which is ongoing service, after sales support. How do you get in touch? Like, are you get some examples that are quoted in this image are regular set of emails, new offer that you are raising, and related content. It might be also events that you are doing. So the tool should be able to capture that and quickly cover all the stages of a customer journey. Let's look at further detailing of the same process. So let's say I plan for a new partner location. I want to identify and win some new partners. I need to be able to onboard those partners in a predefined way. That's where we were mentioning a feature in Dynamics 365, such as business process flow. Same set of things to be done by everybody. So if I onboard one set of partner from a particular type, that should be the same behavior for the other type. And this is totally dependent on how you do business. So how you do business, the product Dynamics 365 is capable of taking the same and utilizing the same set of feature or process, implementing a same set of process for all the onboardings on a particular type. Then defining goals and KPIs. Now, depending on how you do your business, you might want to define different set of goals. It might be to do with, let's say, your sales channel, right? You might have different set of goals for a particular sales channel and a separate set of KPIs for that channel. Gaining 360-degree visibility of your partners, right? So as I mentioned earlier as well, to gain that 360 insights. Communicate via portal. Yes, there is a Power App portal available. You can then over time enhance your knowledge and documents via portal, right? Because you have real-time information coming in from external sources as well. Then on top, utilize BI and analytics. So once the data starts being captured, you can definitely come in and provide some BI and analytics on top. There might be ongoing requests from the partner, which they can utilize portal, mail, and other activity management means to come in and do that. That can be contact with support user as well. That's where service management piece comes in. Over a period of time, you might want to plan visits and site audits. I mentioned site visit application or site visit app, the things like that, which come from the Power Platform side of the house, which can be utilized. And they are low code ways. Just we need to remember low code means really it is very quick to create something and change them over a period of time and highly maintainable as well. Monitor other sales results. So based on that, monitor the sales results. Increase your engagement with gamification. Yes, there are gamification tools available as well, which I'm not going to throw light because today our focus is totally into construction and particular use cases. But if you want to achieve that, yes, it's possible. Analyze your KPIs. Why we are putting in all the information? Because we want to analyze it and then identify key areas of your growth potential and focus on that. Central activity management. So our solution can use the timeline section under any given table or record type, and this can be out of box. When I talk about out of box, these are basically tables or entities which come within the product, something which is packaged within Dynamics 365, and I can track activities. What are examples of activities? I might be taking some notes. I might be having some task against this particular set of record type. In this case, we are talking about an account, which I'm going to go and showcase in the demonstration as well. So I'm not going deep diving yet. We also can capture the latest activities, right? So over a period of time, we will keep tracking that. And then we can trigger automations using Power Automate for follow-ups. So if you want regular follow-ups and you want to auto-generate certain activities, that can be done. Why are they important? Activities are basically all the interaction channels we have with particular stakeholder. It might be a customer, such as an account record, which is in the screen. And then it gives a 360-degree view of all the interactions in different means. It might be appointments that I've done with this particular customer or stakeholder. It might be emails, phone call, tasks, right? And it might be that the staff changes over a period of time. This is where things get very important. A great strategy to implement Dynamics 365 in construction is to have a strong timeline, because let's say after a few years somebody is gone and another person is taking over a customer or as an account manager. That's where you can go into timeline and see all the interaction, and you can create tasks with reminders. So yes, you can create the tasks with certain reminders so that you get follow up when you are using the application. Area specific, we can ensure that by using specific areas, we can improve your productivity. There is a great example here, which is Power Apps, and this again comes from the Power Platform side of the house. The example in the central slide of the central image of the slide you see is how Power Apps Player looks like. You can have a bunch of different kinds of apps tailored to your specific task or need of the business. For example, things such as expense manager, some task related information, vendor related app. So you can have really this catered app, and that's how it will render. You are having two examples here. One is a tablet, another is a mobile on the other side. Similarly, here you see an example of a site inspection app. So you can really see the map location and you can click it in. You can have some quick set of buttons to achieve what you want, including seeing inventory information and required. The key here is it is all low code, right? So these are examples of Canvas apps and how do they actually render in. Now, how do I collaborate with external partners? So the Dynamics 365 and Power Platform family of product from Microsoft also gives you some custom portals which you can develop in a low code way. An example is, okay, if I wanted a portal for the manufacturing agents, and they are for a quick collaboration, let's say for my distributors or wholesalers, and for them to be able to raise some issues with me and be in real-time interaction. That's completely possible using Power App portals. So here you can see that these are very responsive kind of portals with a great feature, which is they are kind of low code. Once you design something, the mantra here is develop once, deploy everywhere. So the portal, how does it look on a desktop or a laptop device, phone, and tablet interface as well. So it will render from almost everywhere, and we can make quick changes as per the need. The data, what we put over from here, can then directly be synchronized against some record type in Dynamics 365. Let's take a quick demo. Just give me a quick second. I'm needing to switch screens at this point.
And I guess just going back to the portal scenario, the main use case, obviously, there is collaboration with your manufacturers. Whatever information you want to send, whatever information you want to show, you don't have to rely on a bunch of emails or a bunch of phone calls. Everything that you're capturing in CRM, structured, intended to be shared with the manufacturers during a construction project, that can all be made available on the portals directly. So just adding, some more description on the portal piece. Dipesh, go ahead.
Thank you, Harsh. And just to talk about, is my screen visible? If Harsh, you can confirm. I've just changed
Yes.
the screen.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to talk about a few of these tables. We earlier used to call them entities. Now we call them table. So EO construction is an example of an account form that you can see, and I can see bunch of information with respect to the construction industry on this interface. But before I go in there, let me talk about what is really an account. Account is really an organization I'm dealing with. It can be a distributor, it can be a wholesaler, it can even be a partner organization, right? It can be my customer as well. So account is that table with respect to Dynamics 365. As you can see, all the relevant information for this particular organization is available to me in the summary tab, including the address information. On the central side of the form, which you can see here, you can see timeline. Now, timeline is really the area which shows the 360-degree view of the interactions. So over a period of time, what are the tasks, what are the appointment, emails, and even to the degree of fax and phone calls which were there can be logged in against this. For anybody who is new or old, and even if you come after a while to do some kind of engagement with this particular account, you are easily able to see those interactions. There's a beautiful area which is the assistant area. Now this is the AI power coming in. So Microsoft can give you intelligent reminders, and this is highly configurable as well. This is something that comes from sales and sites functionality. So there is a recent meeting which is due. I'm getting a reminder here if I open up the form. Then I can identify which is the primary contact for this particular account. Now, what are contacts? Contacts are basically the individuals that are working in the organization. So for this case, Avector is the particular primary contact for this account. Now, primary contact, the notion is the primary person or stakeholder for me as an organization for EO construction will be Avector, and the other contacts. So of course, there are other contacts that are available over here. If you want to further go and see details, there are tons of information, including contact preferences. So you can set a bunch of contact preferences and you can have ownership mentioned here. How does the billing work? And if there's any shipping specific information for this particular customer, you can mention it here. I'm going to go into related projects or opportunities a bit later. Let me just show you related contacts. So we get a 360-degree view even from the perspective of, okay, for EO construction, what are the set of contacts or what are the set of individuals I can interact with? So I can clearly see that information. Let's say while interaction, I'm able to find a particular new one. I can just click in new contact and I can add in that information. So you see the beauty of this is you can even go ahead and scan a business cards if you're using it and you really have that kind of a tool power, or you can quickly fill in the information and close it up. You are really not navigating away. That's another beauty of the Dynamics 365 product design. Coming back to contact, what necessarily is a contact? Contact is a particular individual. So as I was taking example of a vector, Here we can see that all my interactions with Evictor are also logged, and I can see a bunch of information. So if I want to quickly go in and see the information for Evictor, I can just come in and capture that information. The assistant again can work in the same way, as well as the timeline. So if there was a set of things I've done specifically with Evictor, not entirely the organization, which is EO construction, then I can just go and get the 360-degree view again. In the details area, there are a bunch of information you can capture. As you collect that information, you can capture it, and that's kind of personalization. You can again capture the billing information as well. That's kind of how the contact sets in. And then I'm going to talk about activities. We were talking about central activity management. So when we talk about central activity management, when we were looking at both these examples, which was the account area here, and then we were seeing contact and the timeline area here. These are very much the specific set of activities only specific to that record. But when we talk about central activity management, there is an area in the application where I can clearly see what are the activities going on for different set of accounts or different set of contacts or different set of projects that are going on, right? We can basically attach activity to anything, any kind of record type. So here I can see a bunch of things going on for different kinds of things. I can filter down if I really wanted to only see all the tasks. I can filter and see only the tasks that are available and so forth, different kinds of activities, all the phone calls that were logged. So there is really a central logging kind of area. I can of course search through these activities as and when I want as well, right? So I hope this idea about the account management, getting the 360-degree view along with for your stakeholder, and how to know the information around contacts and activity management part was clear. Of course, there are some areas I'll cover up a bit later, and I'll move back to the slide. If anything I missed, Raj, you can add here.
No, it's good. We'll do some more deep dive into the second demo. But yeah, we can. I also want to be cognizant of. Yeah.
Right. So now let's talk about the construction project tracking. A key use case or a key vital area in the construction industry is the project tracking, right? Which means when I'm doing a bigger kind of a project, let's say I'm doing entire township and I'm doing some kind of supplies over there, that might in turn through a channel of distributors, wholesalers, and other stakeholders have a lot of multiple things going on, but I never have a 360-degree view of what went and what was going on with this particular thing. Another key area that is a pain point with respect to project tracking in the industry for construction is intelligent forecasting. So based on my historical information, give me some forecasting. And then how do I manage my projects and move quickly from RFP to boots on the ground, right? Which is very important. So things such as when I say boots on the ground, an excellent example might be the timesheets, the expense management that I need to do. When I was taking the example of the Power Apps or Canvas app, these are tailored apps for the task, right? So these kinds of apps can be quickly built in and can help you get the boots on the ground. Another example might be the site inspection app, quickly, tightly tying in into Dynamics 365 Power Platform and helping me do those kinds of steps. Now, document, edit, and share critical information while at a job site. These are all examples of things that can be done on the job site. Standardized and flexible business processes for different opportunities. As I earlier also quoted an example, might be for my different sales channels, I want to follow a different set of processes and that change over a period of time. That is quite possible. Product management, how can the tool help me with easy quoting, proposal, and RFPs? Mobile, since Dynamics 365 and Power Apps both are compliant for online as well as offline access, we get that added benefit with mobile, right? Now, tracking shipments and equipments and materials, yes, you can use the combination of these tools to get that information at hand as and when you need it. Let's talk about construction project tracking. Typically, things will start in design, then we'll move into pre-construction. So design might be things are not yet even there. I have not even finalized what kind of structure is being created. If I take a very simple example, pre-construction, we're really going on the board and we're trying to get things moving. Procurement, I'm really trying to gather and get quotations going. I'm trying to gather information around, okay, what are the kinds of things that will be required to actually assemble or actually create that particular kind of thing. Construction and building, the actual process of doing it. Commissioning, This is also a key area. Once you build it, how do you commission it, owner occupancy, and then the project closeout, right? Though we mentioned project closeout there are segments of the construction industry, and we are very cognizant of that, which will carry forward, right? So there might be a maintenance or service management aspect to the things. In this example, nowhere we are saying that there cannot be a separate stage, but this is a typical example that is available, right? Now let's talk about our solution features. One particular project can generate multiple opportunities for different teams, right? So we are going to see that in our demo as well. But for the sake of this particular demonstration in Dynamics 365, the kind of out-of-box mapping that we want to utilize is very, very important. And we want you to be able to utilize the out-of-box features as well. So rather than having something totally custom built, there's always the best practice which is recommended from Microsoft. What we have utilized in our solution is the out-of-box set of tables and which can be reused. So when we talk about opportunity is the particular table which we have utilized as project, right? Just to clarify that part. But that's kind of the beauty of the product, to be able to utilize out-of-box tables to do things and get one project and then also generate multiple opportunities for different teams. So as I said, there might be a bigger project. So I have an example which I'm going to quote, Westgate Business Bay, which is a combination of multiple kinds of different smaller projects or opportunities going in. And normally what happens in the industry is we do not get a clear idea of, okay, this was the bigger particular project and how many segregated different projects are going around with the same kind of bigger project, right? So how do we go ahead and see that? Another key area is forecasting, and let me talk about that. Dynamics 365 has premium forecasting using sales insights. So what is forecasting about? Based on your historical values, the ability to predict, okay, what kind of things will win more deals, or what is the percentage of the new deals, and how does this get predicted? Now you might be wondering, how does this get built, right? So the forecasting model from Microsoft in Dynamics 365 is highly configurable. You can create the model you want to suit your business need. A quick demo again. And if I missed anything, Harsh, before moving to the demo, I am definitely waiting for your input.
No worries. Yes, let's move on to the demo, and I guess we'll talk a bit here on the different use case.
Sure. I'm just changing the screen again. Just give me a quick second.
So one thing I'll just, while the page is setting up, to sum up all of this in 1 hour, as you can see, it's not an easy role, because for people who know Dynamics 365, yes, it will be more easy to comprehend, but there's a lot of functionalities that come out of the box that can be directly applied to construction, and there's a lot of stuff that can be configured with low code, to enable quick wins and fast ROIs for the construction industry as well. So obviously, we know this 1 hour, if it's enough for you to get a good grasp, great. Otherwise, at the end of the presentation, we have our contact information as well. So feel free to set up a quick call, where we can dive deeper into your specific use cases and how this platform can bring value to you. Go ahead, Dipesh.
Sure. So again, an out-of-box table that we have utilized in our solution for construction. Lead. Now, what is a lead? Lead is something which is potential for any kind of business involvement, right? Or a potential customer in other means. Or it might be somebody who I might be trying to interact for another need. So that's the kind of key information. At lead stage, we do not have sufficient information. So about what kind of thing might be involved. So it might be just big provider for construction that I'm trying to deal with. I have some basic information about the particular person or individual I'm interacting with, as well as the company involved, right? But at the same time, there might be a bunch of activities that are already done, which you can see here. And a great thing to add, we were talking about competitor management. So at lead stage, while talking to the customer or the potential customer or a stakeholder, we are trying to identify, okay, which is the particular competitor. When I click this recording, I can see further details, right? And I can even have things such as battle cards built. So that is very useful information for somebody was trying to win or onboard somebody. Now let's talk about details. Yes, we can have additional information in terms of as much information can be captured about the customer. What is the potential industry, the annual revenue, the number of employees, things like that, which are packaged, and what are the contact preferences of this particular stakeholder or entity. Now, when we actually go from lead to opportunity, that's where we really get into the project stage. Now, Westgate Business Bay is an example of a very big project out there. And as you can see, we have all the interactions logged here. I have multiple notifications. So there's a recent meeting with the partner, and then also another meeting which I'm getting reminded from here. And that's really Microsoft AI tool. I can again mention the set of competitors, and if there's a sales team involvement or some bigger team involvement or stakeholders to do with this particular one. What I'm really interested is to show the 360 view of the related projects. Normally this information is totally lost, but with this tool, I can clearly see that, okay, within Westgate Business Bay, I have some cement material provider, I have a glass provider, steel provider, and this might be coming from different potential set of customers, but I can actually aggregate and see, okay, what are the actual close dates and the revenues I'm generating. So that gives me a clear 360-degree view of this particular project, and I can quickly decide what I need to be doing. At the same time, I can also mark down here about the project stage, right? So I can mention the project type, what kind of stage it is in. For example, is it under design, which we are looking at the slide as well, right? Design, pre-construction, procurement, all the way till project closeout. Now, this can be a little bit different for different businesses. We understand that, and this is highly configurable. There's another kind of view, which is very visual. Dynamics 365 is a very visual framework, and our construction solution is also very visual. Here I can have a quick information around, okay, under Westgate Business Bay, what kind of segregations are possible? And I will agree to Harsh in an hour. It's kind of sometimes difficult, and I'm cognizant of time. But if you really have any kinds of queries or you want specific areas to deep dive, you can always get in touch later. Another key area that I wanted to touch upon is the kind of dashboards, the analytics part, right? So you can see here, I have a clear 360 view of opportunities by project type, what is where, right? Now, these are not static things sitting in. I can just click in and then I can drill by, let's say, created on. So I just want to see based on created on, I want to get a bar chart of the data in. Now, if I want to expand it, I have the ability to expand this particular chart. I can go back to my home drill and then I can click in areas, or I can see the underneath data that created it. So if I just click it in, I can view the records. So that additional live capabilities to do analysis and make intelligent decisions has been provided in the tool, right? So if I click in one of the things, I will get the filtered set of data that is generating it. So on this particular project type, I have this particular projects going on at the moment, right? Coming back to the dashboard, I can also see all the opportunities. And again, normally we get this information is lost. So under Westgate Business Bay is where I'm doing maximum number of projects, but I can see and track that information. These are some open leads for me. So I can see list of data as well if I really wanted. I can see what is the actual revenue by fiscal period. And this, I can configure it to my need. Estimated versus actual, what was really estimated and what is the actuals that are coming in by fiscal, open opportunities, and then I can also see the set of activities, my activities. When I say my activities, these are specific where I am involved in some way. So it is a great analytics tool. Now this area can be also configured in a very quick way based on the gathering of what the way you want to see your particular one, or you can personalize it to your needs. Having said that, any specific things Harsh I have missed, you can add, or we will quickly move into Q&A.
Yeah, just wanted to kind of put a wrap up on the opportunities and the sales side or the execution side of the business. Just remember the whole point that we're trying to address is how do you effectively manage your project, construction project from the bidding stage to the RFP proposal to actually winning the bid, making sure the construction team is assembled, the partners are assembled, the construction actually happens, the costs associated with that, and to the end of closure. So that entire life cycle, which is a big life cycle, months, maybe years in some scenarios, CRM or Dynamics 365 provides you a centralized way to see the end-to-end process and where you are, what are the activities that are planned next, what are the activities that were achieved, where are our pain points, where did it take more time, what were our bottlenecks. So with all this analytics that's available at the tip of your finger, you will be able to identify productivity. Remember, going back to the initial discussion that we had around productivity, where can I improve my productivity? What is the part in my overall process that I have control of that is taking the longer time? And why is it taking that time? So those kind of decisions, the people in the construction or for that matter any industry, you can make if you have insightful data at your fingertip, and then be able to optimize your process, and then be able to improve productivity and efficiency. That's the cycle, and that's not just by one deployment, right? It goes over and over and over, and by better usage of the platform, it can give you better results that will in turn help you use better the system, and then the cycle goes on and on till you actually get your ROI and your productivity and your efficiency. So just the key takeaways here, keep that in mind, from a construction use case standpoint. How do you better manage your ecosystem of partners and customers, and how do you make sure that your project life cycle is better tracked, centrally tracked, and everybody is informed at the right time? Obviously, there are a lot more use cases as well, but because we had 1 hour for this webinar, we were only able to talk about these two. We have some other resources, which talk about other use cases as well. And if you are curious to know how, what are some of the other use cases where construction industry can benefit from a product like Dynamics 365. And right now we just spoke about the CE platform. You remember Dipesh's visual around the ecosystem. There's a lot other things or a lot other players in this ecosystem that you can also take advantage of. So if you ever have thoughts or queries or curiosity about those other ecosystem points and how they can together add value to the construction industry or to your business, please reach out to us and we'll be happy to have a discussion and help you understand in obviously a little more detail how it can add value and how the roadmap can be built for you to get to where you want to be as an organization. So that's just something I wanted to mention, in order to wrap up the demo itself. So any questions at this point in time? We have just over 5 minutes left. All right, and look, if you don't have any questions right now, that's absolutely okay. Like we said, Dipesh, if you can go to the next slide, please. So the contact details are here. Our sales team or our consulting team would be happy to jump on a call with you to understand your use cases, your pain points, and talk to you about it Monday to Friday, and you can get in touch with us. So with that, thanks for everybody who attended the webinar, and we'll obviously be in touch with you with more webinars, more relevant webinars for different industries, different platforms, and stay connected.
Okay, everybody.